Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Douglas Conservation Commission meeting for April 1st, 2019. We are starting at 7 p.m. First on discussion, 64 to 68 Depot Street. Les Stevens, come on over.
Okay, if I sit in the middle chair?
Sure. Name and address, please.
Yep, Les Stevens, 31 Brookside Drive. So I get just two items to discuss. They're kind of somewhat related to each other. So this was an old, yeah, so let me, you get a pen there for Russell. So originally this was 64 Depot, and then 68 was over here. They were considered like two lots. What happened was they cut up into 3 lots. They bought some additional land. So there was a DEP permit filed long ago. That is 88.5. I think it's like 3-4 years ago when that was done. I can look at the date on the 2004. This plan was updated. So I ended up coming in and I bought all 3 lots. I filed different DEP numbers based upon what the plan was after they cut them up into 3 lots. So we did a DEP number on 66, which was filed and closed. I did a DEP on 64, and I did a DEP on 68. Okay, the permit that was filed in 2014 or 15 was basically to remove trailers, propose a house, and remove some trees. That work was all done before I filed my DEP permit. I filed the DEP permit, which is basically, this is 64 today. I've got some copies. So I'm going to finish this one up in the next few weeks. And the red spots are basically the bushes that have to be put in. This one here is 66, which is closed. This one's already closed from the certificate of compliance. And I need to finish off 64, which is here, for the certificate of compliance here. So what I'll like the board's permission to do is close out this old DEP permit, which is the 88.5 from 2014-15 timeframe, when I close out the 64. So it was discovered as like, so 64 now like is here, and 64 is here, 66 is here. So I just want to close out both permits with what the at the same time, probably in the May timeframe. If you guys are meeting twice in May or once in May.
Not sure.
Okay.
Once.
Oh,
okay. So Les, you have 4 DEP numbers?
I have
The properties.
properties. The properties have 4.
Can you name them?
So 60. Yeah, the DEP numbers.
Yeah, so 64 is lot 1.
Yeah, 64 is 14.3-0950.
0950.
Yep. So that one there is the one that I'd be looking to close in May. That one is
One you're working on now?
the one I'm working on now. The older one,
Well, and then just go through your 3, and then the lot 2, which you
lot
guys-
2's already closed.
Yep.
We don't have to worry about that one.
What's the DEP number on that?
Off the top of my head, I want to say like 947
And then
question mark.
And then lot 3.
Lot 3 is
Stream,
953.
953.
That one I'll be working on in the fall time frame. And then there's an old one that we discovered, which was 88.5.
So that was done, how long?
That was down like 2014-15 by Mr. Hagsma, the late Mr. Hagsma.
So as far as the plan corresponding with that old DEP number,
It was discovered
I
during
just
a
want to
title
make
search.
sure, I just want to make sure that the clearing was consistent with that plan that was submitted. And then you can file for your request for a certificate
Okay.
stating that all the work has been satisfactorily completed.
All right.
I just want to make sure that the limit of clearing has what was issued under that original
Okay.
order.
The land
That
clearing.
has, that
Okay.
it's only been cleared that much,
Yeah.
if you follow.
Yep.
You mentioned 3 lots. Are they all in some stage of construction?
No, they're, 66 is done and closed. So the
Yeah,
problem
but
was.
closed is,
Yeah, so the problem is that when they were initially proposed was basically, goes over here. It was proposed as 2 lots. Okay, so this was done in like 2015, so that frame. They added land to make these lots work bigger, and basically created a lot 2, lot 1, and lot 3 over here. This is 64, 66, 68. I discovered, we've already closed this one out, which was the work that was already done, which is partial.
what was the work? What I'm trying to ask is,
The new
you
construction
got
of
a certificate of compliance
Correct.
on something, so what
Correct.
was the something?
on 68, 68.
A house.
66, a house
Okay.
with the setbacks
And
and
the house is done?
Yep.
Okay.
closed
Is
and
that
everything.
recorded?
Yeah, it's recorded. This just came in a title search. That's why we discovered it, you know what I mean, it being open.
And it was for this?
Correct, which never
Yeah.
was implemented correctly. The only thing
Right.
that was done was, there was some trailers here, and another trailer over here, and some trees that were removed out.
Yep.
So all, to your point,
So this is before?
Correct.
And down there is after?
today.
or now?
Yeah, this is the 2017, 18 timeframe. So this one's closed, done. I'm trying to close this one out, which was a file plan already. So that's kind of where we stand. So if you're good with that, I'll check
So
into
the
it.
lot, couple of things with the lot you're working on now, there's some issues with the erosion control in the back of the property. What's that?
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to get into that. I mean, to work on it because of the winter and stuff like that, which is,
There's is someone living there?
yeah.
Yeah, so they must be doing work outside of the erosion control. I'll show you some photos here. So one, that the equipment shouldn't be parked.
Well, that's it's actually not being used at all. It's actually his personal equipment. He's not doing any work there. He parked it there for the winter because he owns it. Yeah, this was a dog fence that he put up. Yep.
So that area there to the left,
Yep.
looks like they're going a little bit beyond
Okay.
where they should.
I'll take a look at, you know, blending it in. I plan on doing the seeding and the looming in the next few weeks, which would bring all that. And then there's 5 bushes which are shown in red that I've got to put the bushes
So
in.
this one hasn't been closed out yet?
This one has not been closed out yet.
Oh.
You don't want to go down to just keep clearing wherever they're gonna be.
No,
clearing.
true. I'll
And
definitely.
this is the one you closed out.
Yep.
Which you wanna have the old certificate on.
Nope, that certificate's already been closed. Yep.
But this is the.
Part
This
of.
is the
Part
lot
of.
that has
Yeah.
the old one, 885.
Correct.
Yep.
And then your other lot here,
Where's that? Yep. Right there. Yep.
a couple of trees you were clearing.
There were by the, which were on the original, on the permit that was issued. There was there was trees that were on the plan to be cleared because where they were located.
Yeah, so before you do any activity on there, you should let the commission, call the commission, do a site walk, post the number.
Okay, before I do 68, yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah, we
need
can
the
walk that.
DEP number
But you were
posted
clearing
too.
trees prior to any of that.
No, I had a permit.
From conservation?
No, but you didn't initiate it with the department. You didn't tell us that you were working out there.
Do you have a DEP number
Yeah.
posted?
Yeah, I have a
Right.
deed permit.
And did you call Steve for erosion control?
I
inspection?
don't believe I yeah. I have to look at my phone records to see when I called him if I
Phone records.
I know because
We don't need to be the CIA.
yeah.
Just
So
let's.
before you do any more work.
Yeah,
work,
tighten
you
that up.
should
I'm not-
let- You
I'm
should
not-
let us know that you're starting out there, so we can do an inspection, make sure it was staked out correctly.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm not planning on doing anything with 68 until the fall timeframe. So
Look, yeah, the point is you worked out there without notifying the commission.
okay, fair enough. Okay,
Everything
so
else
I think that's.
So,
I mean, it's just it's one of those things where we
Yeah,
do DEP numbers
I'd
on
be
top of them.
fine to
Okay.
get that discharged.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say just charge work your way backwards, just charge the other ones first,
The newer or older?
the newer,
The newer. Okay.
and then do the other ones at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna try to do. Do them.
Yep.
All right. Alright. And then I think to Steve's point, I guess, I'll bring up, I was gonna just look into, but I'll cover it later, about, I was gonna do a bigger deck on 68, which was proposed on a plan for, so, proposed was a 12 by 12 deck, and I was looking to probably do like a 12 by 16, but
Is that the one you haven't started?
that's the one I haven't started, but I can cover that in a follow-up meeting here, so. I've already kind of shrunk the house down to get a variance for the setback. But the location of the deck is tough because of the setback line of the 50 feet of the no build.
Right, so looking at this, I'd say no, the deck has to stay the same size. But if you shrunk the house a couple feet, then you.
I already shrunk it down.
Yeah, right, so that doesn't
Yeah.
show what you're doing, so we
Mhm.
gotta see what you're
Okay.
actually doing.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep. Perfect.
So you
Thank
got a plan?
Yep, good plan.
Okay. I'll take discussion item number 1, request for certificate of compliance, 19 Laurel Glades. This is a very old order of conditions. Let me grab Steve's attention.
Did you say number 2?
Number
Oh, no,
1.
number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Steve.
That's work.
Could you
Appreciate it.
fill us in on the 19 Laurel Glades?
19 Laurel Glades, let's see, yep. So that was a order of conditions that was, I think, approved by the commission back in 2000, 2001. And so, I guess on the title search, let's see if I can show you where it is. Hang on 1 second. So this is the property right here. This is, you're coming off, Northwest Main, right here. On the way to, Sutton. And you come down Laurel Glades, there's this little camp right here. Let me zoom in. So it looks like 100 feet. It looks like the house, the septic, the well, everything is outside the jurisdiction of the commission. The only thing that's inside the jurisdiction of the commission is the driveway and some associated grading. And let me show you some pictures I took of it. I got a video. So this is the, just looking across the street. So that's the house right there. So it looks like everything, the house back is outside the buffer from the reservoir.
Okay.
And so they're looking for a certificate of compliance.
Okay.
Everything looks stable and
It's stable and majority of the work was outside of our jurisdiction associated with that.
And you don't have a problem.
1997,
I didn't see any issues now.
Oh.
it was issued. I'll entertain a motion to issue the certificate of compliance for 19 Laurel Glades.
So moved?
Do I hear a second?
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Grab that back. Thank you. We'll sign that. We have a 7:15 PM amended notice of intent. Public hearing continued, 34 Davis Street, JMT Sleepy Hollow LLC. We didn't hear anything from the applicant.
Not that they wanted to continue.
Hmm.
They may be late.
Okay.
What are our options?
I would, you can continue it till later in the evenings, maybe give them about 15 minutes to show up. I know the 7:30 is continued.
Oh,
So we
okay.
have to wait, we have to at least wait till 7:45 for the deer crossing.
Okay.
Wait, so we know that Quartz is continued?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You need a motion of some sort?
Yeah, to continue that public hearing to 7:46 p.m.
I moved to,
Second.
all right, so moved.
Seconded.
Let's see
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
7:44.
46.
46.
Now, do we also have to continue?
Once it, ANRAD is, we can do whenever.
No, it's a public hearing.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, public hearing. Okay, canceled meeting. Do we need a vote for that?
Vote for that and then set the schedule to have the meeting the next following Monday, the 22nd.
Okay, so,
You have to vote to cancel
yeah,
the meeting?
well, we have to just switch around the date.
I'd like to make a motion to cancel the meeting of 4/15/19 because it is a holiday. It is Patriots Day, and I would like to schedule the next meeting for 4/22/19.
A second?
Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Good job. All right, we can sign the. This is the certificate we just voted on.
Oh, I guess you don't want red ink on there, do you?
No, thank you.
Could you pass me something, yeah, dark,
Yeah.
black?
This is the renewables order. You've got that plan straightened out with the revised plan. Did you get it from the applicant for 170 West Street, Steve?
What's that?
Did you get the plan, the revised plan?
I did, we did,
Okay.
with the date.
Okay.
And then you can see on the special conditions,
Yep.
I added a bunch of special conditions on 1, A, B, and C.
Oh.
Should be the specials, federal specials, not the DEP.
Oh.
So it might be page 13. So after you get through the DEP one, you'll come to Douglas's.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And also the South Street voucher that we're signing for Ecotech, that's coming out of the applicant's funds.
It is.
Okay. That's getting transferred.
Well, we get transferred out, yeah.
Okay.
Is this? Is this the little
Order?
crossing?
It is.
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay, where's that one?
16 by you?
Really?
Bill would.
This is the solar farm on West Street.
That'd be over in that came from the plan, what came from mine.
Not quite a copy. I'm not sure responsible.
Yeah, probably.
I'm engineering.
This is the vertical filing cabinet that we had authorized to
Oh,
purchase.
literal physical object that we Yep.
We didn't specifically mention this mouse and keyboard. Do we need to vote on that?
It's from Maria.
Are we sharing this with planning board?
No.
This just has a file cabinet.
Yeah, no, I've got one for a mouse
That's
and a
different.
keyboard. Yeah.
Yeah, one's bigger than the other.
So, just for consistency, let's, we can authorize the purchase of a keyboard and mouse in the amount of $59.02. Conservation, do you hear a motion?
So moved.
Yep. Second.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So we wouldn't deny them mouse and keyboard.
Well, I think we had say not to exceed a certain amount on that,
Oh, no, I totally agree with that.
but. Okay, good. Put North Village future work on here, just so that we're clear, that everybody understands, that if there's any proposed work within our jurisdiction, that they need to come back, that the work that we've already signed off on is completed, and anything within the 100, they would need to come back and file.
Yep.
So there's maybe some other activities that they need to,
Yeah, because they moved into the second phase of their project.
yeah, with like guardrail or something.
Yep.
But they would need to refile if they were going to do any more activity within the jurisdiction of the Concom. That's why I have that on there. Meeting minutes.
Oh. Ta-da!
I just have Marches. Did we make it through the other ones?
I got a comment on January 7th.
Okay.
That we're holding from last time.
Yep.
It's just a typo, but on page 2,
Okay. Page 2.
third paragraph starts off the following items. Fourth sentence of that line, of that paragraph says, hydrology from the stream will be sued. I think it's supposed to be used, not sued, we're not going to court.
Yes. Yeah. That's a good correction.
You're correct, yeah.
That's all I found.
Yeah, I didn't see any other.
I'll
Okay,
entertain a motion.
make a
Yeah.
motion to approve the meeting minutes for,
As
meeting
amended.
minutes as amended for January 7th, 2018.
Seconded.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you. February 4th.
February 4th. I got a comment, but I'm not sure. If you go to page 3, 829, the NOI and the NOI number It was blank, I mean, it probably
They're
wasn't
missing
available
3
at the
digits.
time, maybe.
Which
Sometimes we fill them in.
Oh.
NOI,
I'm bacon. Yeah, we had that one. For the next one. 0969.
okay, so the NOI number for M. Bacon Realty should be 1430969. Right?
Okay.
Two places, down at the bottom of that paragraph, or that, it's not a paragraph, but that topic, same thing. I didn't see anything else,
Ah,
but I looked at it. I'd like to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes as amended for February 4th,
Second.
2018.
All's in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Oh, we finally found time to do minutes.
And we do have March 18th. If
Yep.
we wanted to read those while we're waiting, because we're still waiting a few minutes. Brad is from GEI Consultants. On the first line. Under 718.
And the correction is,
GEI.
G what?
E.
G.
Shouldn't be.
Let's see why you got that. G.
I was like, wait, what is that? Nobody was here. I don't know that guy. Steve, have you been out to the Evergreen roadway with the erosion happening?
I've been out there, I haven't been out there since the last meeting.
Okay, maybe we can take a ride by to see if he was supposed to clean the roadway, restore the filters eventually, and then try to come up with something to block that erosion coming down the hill.
I was hoping that, yeah, they were supposed to give us an update at tonight's meeting, but they
Okay.
continued it, so I'll go out tomorrow.
Mm.
Didn't you read
What?
I think it's funny that this one, oh, you're.
Chuckling going on
Huh?
there.
What part? I was reading. Asked if you have a stormwater calculation.
Yes,
Like-
yes, you did. We did that. I was there. That was correct. No, I was from the minutes we just approved where they documented our discussion with the Douglas firm. That was a long discussion, the way she documented it was, shortened it up
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
It's just.
Who's this guy with Dave? Oh. Hey, Dave.
Yep.
You were with the potential owner. Who was that gentleman that was with him?
Jack Nealon,
How do you spell his last name?
Nealon.
Okay.
Okay.
He's with Deer Crossing Development.
Okay, yeah. Are you following that, the 68 and the 80 contours, okay? You think that it should be, grade elevation or something? And if you're looking at the plan, you probably could follow what I was saying, but she's calling out the 68 contour.
Yeah, I don't think there's any issue with that.
Contour?
That is the correct spelling of contour.
Well, but, and then approximately the 80 contour, the next sentence.
Oh, yes, that would be technically correct.
Okay.
Do we know what these question marks refer to, the person?
Yeah, we just filled that in.
What is it?
Jack Nealon.
Jack who? Healy?
Nealon.
Oh, Leland. Okay.
Nealon. Nealon. Jack.
Oh, there's no spaces between.
Oh, yeah, I already mentioned that future work. So, Maria, you can take future work off the number 5. Thanks. That's what I thought. I was like, you were just like going along with it. I thought I had said it the last meeting. The future work.
Which one, sorry?
The future work for North Village.
They voted
You were
on
just
it.
like, yeah,
So it's not-
okay.
They will one-
I need to just take this off the.
Oh, the whole
next-
thing?
Yeah, I knew that
Oh,
they
okay.
were doing that, but not from here.
Oh,
I saw it on Facebook.
oh,
They asked for-
oh. Well, tell me later. I didn't see
It's
it.
gonna be, gold.
No.
Is it Quartz? Yes. It's gonna be between 7:30.
Okay, we don't know, an unidentified woman.
She said what her name was.
Okay, so should we have her double check the tape?
I think so.
Do you know, Darius's, partner in crime that was here? The woman that was with him? What her name was?
The campground,
Yeah, King's.
Well, her name was Anna.
Anna. Okay.
I'm cool with that.
I
Yeah.
can give you your last name.
Okay, yeah.
I can go get it.
Oh, yeah, because then we can put it
Is
in
it-
the red lines.
Matt Zuzik?
Look at the email.
Okay.
And then we just have to continue to 7:30.
And, yeah, so what time do you have on the 22nd?
I think it's 7. It's also 7:30.
Okay. All right, board, I'll, open the public hearing continued for the ANRAD at 7:35 PM, Thomas Circle off South Street, Quartz Solar LLC. They have, requested a continuance to, the next scheduled meeting. I'll entertain a motion to continue to April 22nd at 7:30 PM.
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second, excuse me.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
To what, the 22nd?
Yep,
Yep.
7:30. Okay. What did you do?
Nothing. Didn't say a word.
He's just mumbling.
It must be his new lens he got.
Lucky I haven't passed out here, yeah.
Why, you're hungry?
No,
Oh.
just trying to get my eyes to work.
Yeah, it's hard to adjust.
After 75 years, it's
Yeah, it's opposite
just the
now.
opposite.
That's weird, yeah.
That sounds terrible.
It happened to me when I got LASIK too. I had 25, pretty much 20 years. No good. Now I'm back to needing glasses.
What does that do? Does that actually correct your vision? Reshape something
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Like my eyes are shaped like a football. They shave off the top, shave off the bottom to get more like a basketball.
Oh.
But you get like a wrinkle here. You get you can't get rid of astigmatism. So we'll just wait one more second for Steve to come back.
Can't you check his email? I'm sorry. Technology doesn't work that way.
So, we're okay with, oh no, he's going to get the name.
Right,
Yeah,
but
no.
that's the only thing, so
Yeah.
let me actually confirm that we don't have to keep beating after he goes next. That is how you spell leech, okay.
Brian?
Mr. Let's see, to will need to file a request for determination for another section 18 inches.
Tree.
And to cut more trees. So you asking, are we saying that it's another
For
section of 18-inch ditch?
of the ditch, yeah.
Yeah, can we do that?
Yep.
Oh,
Section of the
okay, so that, and then this is interesting.
how do you spell
So, I'm just gonna get both of these because
That's all big or what you got.
his first name is also incorrect.
Okay.
The lady is secretary.
Oh, okay.
So you have to correct his first name. I'm sure.
DAURSUZ.
Yep.
And Anna, Vinacco.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So I would make a motion to accept the minutes as amended.
Motion's been made. Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I am delighted.
Steve, did you, we can't discuss, but you can look at it. The exemptions on utilities, did you request info from town council on that? That was last meeting. Yes. Ms. Sharkey asked to obtain town council's opinion regarding exempt activities for utilities.
Fall next meeting.
And then also, where does it stand with our conservation land? With the woman that had come in, wanted to cut some things in the trail?
Yeah, I went out there today and talked to them, because someone says people were clearing, but they weren't clearing. So the way it was left, we're gonna, once the winter broke and they had time, they've been going away for the next couple of weeks. So I was gonna walk the site with them. Well,
Okay,
I guess
so
they have
are we getting a sign? How do we,
Well, it's up to the commission, how you wanna go forward with.
is there gonna be a parking area? Are we gonna have it
We'd have
staked
to-
out?
We'd have to pay for all that if you wanna go forward. I mean, the first thing when they came in is that they wanted to go and do some general clearing of some trees and some.
They wanted to maintain the trail.
Yeah, and they were also wondering where the property line was.
I think that's staked out. I go out there, there's markers out there, so I'll go and take a look. I was gonna walk it with them to see what kind of work they wanna do on the trails first, to see if
Yeah.
there's.
But procedurally, what happens next? I mean, we have a opportunity for a parking area, and we don't want it just to be available for the people that live adjacent to it.
Well, I don't think they were gonna clear the parking area. The parking area, there's some stone walls, that would have to get, the highway department, we'd have to put that out to bid and get town engineer or someone involved to put up some plans on creating a parking area.
Okay.
But it's more than just trees. I think there's a big embankment, and it's one of those embankments with the stone wall with the one at the top of it.
Okay.
So when we go and investigate, what that would take.
Yeah.
Putting the sign up, we could go and they can talk to, who usually does
Like one of
this.
those brown signs, right?
The Brown Sons of the State, Kerry Van Den Ecker and sometimes his crew will help volunteer to make the signs.
Okay.
I can talk to them and see how much that would cost.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. And as far as any liability or any activities allowed on conservation land?
Yeah, that was going back and forth with town council. He hasn't responded.
Okay, so
So we can follow up with him.
if we can, yeah.
Along with the other one issue.
It's fine, it's just Tracy throwing things on the floor.
Up here first?
No, that was a
No, an
folder.
entire file full. I saw it go. Hopefully it's still intact.
The Depot Street ones. Okay. 7:45 PM, public hearing. 64 Woodland Road, Deer Crossing Development LLC. I'll read the public notice. Town of Douglas Conservation Commission, 29 Depot Street, Douglas, Mass. 01516. Legal notice for a public hearing. The Town of Douglas Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing for Deer Crossing Development LLC on April 1, 2019 at 7:45 PM in the Municipal Center, 29 Depot Street, for work to be done pursuant to the Town of Douglas Wetland Bylaw and the Wetland Protection Act, Mass General Law 131, Section 40. The proposed work location will be done on 64 Woodland Road and involves amending the size of and location of the proposed dwelling, location of the proposed septic system, proposed driveway with slotted drain, proposed deck and patio, walkway, shed, underground utilities, and all associated site grading.
Do you need the ad? Good.
And I've got your green cards, additional
Yep.
ones,
Yep.
maybe? Okay. Name and address?
Yep, Dave Marquardt from JD Marquardts, 6 Walcott Street, Hopkinton. Jack Nealon is here representing Deer Crossing Development LLC. The board had issued an order of conditions for this property for house number 64 back in April of 18. Deer Crossing Development has re-examined a few things. This is the plan back from 18, where the house is in the back. Driveway's on the left side of the lot with the side load. It's 210 feet worth of driveway. Well is in the back. System's in the front. Limit of work, Waddles, is this blue line here. What Deer Crossing has come up with a different plan, which sort of takes the house, it's a little bit smaller home, rectangular, and turned it 90 degrees and moved it towards the street about 23 feet. The previous plan had a dimension from the old house off that wetland flag of 90 feet. This dimension now is at 113 feet. System used to be here. It's been slid over to the east, shown in the purple. Driveway used to be on the left. It's now on the right with the front load with the slotted drain. Well is in the exact same spot. The wattles have been installed for quite some time. It's been stumped and rocks have been cleared, and it's just sort of sitting at this point. Deck and patio in the back. By moving it forward, we're able to raise the house by 4 feet. Made the foundation 9 foot versus 7.5, which makes this a walkout with very little work in the back. It sort of fits the contour a little bit better. Very little grading along the left-hand side of the house. Existing grade, proposed grade of 466. We have a row of rocks right about halfway through the backyard at 68 and 70, and the walkout's at 71. It was a pump system back in 18, and it still continues to be a pump system today. Buffer zone would be this orange, the 50 and the 25. Stockpile areas outside the buffer zone.
Where are the actual wetlands? Are they in that little rectangular? Yeah.
It's isolated there, and the BBW in the back. So here's sort of an overlay from 18 to now. Existing, the previous proposed house in orange, now to the yellow. The old shed was in the back at about 51 feet. It's now at 59 feet. Rocks is the same. Previously, it was a split rail fence right along that 266 contour. Driveway here, driveway to the right. System slid over. It sort of creates a driveway that's 98 feet shorter. And then putting the house and the driveway together and doing a comparison, we have 12.9% reduction in impervious areas. So we think this is a better approach for 64.
Thank you for putting that number on there.
And the house is right on the 50, 450, pretty much.
It was at 51 before, it remains at 51 now. Yeah.
The lot is all cleared at this time and
Yep.
stumped. Is the
Exactly.
well in?
Yep, the well is
Okay.
in, yep.
Okay. Any comments?
No, I'm good with
No, I'm-
this. I agree that it's
Kind of saw what was on. Anything to add? No?
Nothing to add.
This is the public hearing. Anybody in the audience?
Yes, me. I have plenty to say about it.
Name and address, please.
Okay. My name is Rebecca O'Melia. I live at 81 Old Farm. This is directly across the street from my house. This site has already been totally stripped. I don't even believe that the grades that he's pointing to on this plan exist anymore. And if these match what they were before, 4 feet has been removed from this, all the way back to that well. This site was totally stripped. It was giant boulders right up to the edge of the wetland buffer. They were all, a piston was taken to all of them. They were all hammered down into 2-foot pieces. I have pictures of it. Then they were all hauled off. And then now material has been hauled in because there's nothing to do this, nothing, probably for the septic or anywhere else. There's no soil. We
So-
dealt with horrible noise and blasting like all summer. They spent 4 months on this site, 4 months on that. I don't know what you're going by as far as soil bearings, but when you strip a site like that all the way up to the edge of a wetlands, the borings, whatever your soil bearing capacity is, the whole thing needs to be re-examined. I also don't think that this complies with zoning in a number of ways. I don't
I'm sorry,
understand
could
how
I
you're gonna put.
interrupt you for 1 second? So let's just stick with the conservation issues. We don't want to hear about anything else except for conservation. So there's an
Yeah, no, but
active,
there's lots of,
so there's an active order of conditions on this property. So they have a
but how do I go
valid
about
permit
addressing zoning then?
with the building inspector. Nothing to do with us. We can't, control
Yeah,
all
you can't
sorts of
prove something that
departments.
doesn't comply with
Yes, we
zoning
can.
either.
It's up to the applicant. We don't verify that they fit zoning.
Okay.
So
I
if
think
you
should
could
have
speak to, so they've got an active permit right at this moment. They have an order of conditions. They could proceed with the older plan if they wanted to. So if there's any comments in regards to where the BVW is or the isolated, now we're looking at it, the applicant is proposing something that's less impervious and that is making the site, working with the site. So if you have any comments in regards to concerns with where the erosion control is or anything that's negatively affecting the resource
Right, like I
area.
said, the whole site has already been stripped. So what you've got there, what you're showing on that plan, I don't think that exists in any sort of fact. I don't think those grades are anywhere near what he's saying they are. The other thing was, I was informed that this was a minor revision to the work. The notice that was sent to my home, it legally has to be sent to me. It was called a minor change in the site plan. I do not consider this to be minor in any fashion. It's moving the house, it's moving the driveway. There's also problems with the drainage of the site.
Which,
There's a
so let's,
swale.
okay, so specifically, which problem with the drainage? We just gotta keep
That-
with
I
conservation
consider
stuff.
that a huge problem, though, that I was notified that this was a minor revision. This in no way is a minor revision.
Less impact on the interests protected by the act, which they are decreasing the impacts.
Do you consider this a minor revision to
Yes.
the site plan?
Yes.
We do.
I don't. and this is my
It's
feeling.
actually pulling
So-
everything away.
It's not
It's
a minor revision in any
decreasing
way.
the,
A minor revision is moving something 1 or 2 feet, not changing the entire site plan.
yeah, it's moving away from the wetland. If it was proposing towards the wetland, I could see your point, but that there is a method that
Well,
allows
those
for
already
these
is, so
types of
that's-
improvements.
This plan, there's a swale that dumps water from the neighbor site through this site. You cannot do that.
Steve, did you see any,
The
is it a
septic-
proposed swale? Did you see any
Yes, it's a
water
proposed
dumping
swale.
from the neighbor's site to this site?
Well,
When you were out
both-
there?
Both sites are being constructed the exact same, so this is that's the house to the right or to the left. And this is the house, so the whole, I don't think the swale's been constructed yet.
No.
But the other
Other
house
neighbors
is
are
in.
already having problems with houses that are much further apart than this, with water coming down from newly constructed houses on Woodland, and all the water is dumping into their yard. I don't think that this rock wall in the back is appropriate. I don't think the house being turned to, looking at a garage facing the street is appropriate for the neighborhood.
So
There's
we've gotta
nothing-
stick with
There's
the
nothing like this in the
protected,
neighborhood.
yeah.
I'm addressing the changes to this plan.
related to Wetlands Protection Act and the local wetlands bylaw
All right.
only.
The swale dumps water from one side to the other. The septic, you couldn't even build, the septic is so close to the neighbor's yard, I don't know how you'd get machinery in there to do that without disturbing the
That's
other
gotten
person.
Board of Health approval.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we need to know. We gotta stick to conservation stuff.
What did you say?
It has approval from Board of Health. I
No, it's already,
can't,
this is
get-
moved, it hasn't been approved.
Huh?
It hasn't been approved by anybody, that's why we're here.
Well, it was approved by Board of Health, but Board of Health has
This
to
is
see the
not
same
where it
They
exact-
was
haven't seen,
located.
they haven't seen the new
This is
one.
not where it was located yet.
But what's gonna take place is a phone call between myself and the chairman and talk about that.
5 minutes. It's nothing to do with us.
It's
not to
certainly
do
not
with this board.
best practice to have 2-acre lots with the septics being 30 feet from a neighbor's yard, 30 feet from their house. If this septic were to ever back up, it would impact the other
So,
property.
I'm sorry.
Sure.
So if we can just, if you have any comments or questions about this project pertaining to conservation, we can address them. If not, then I'll call the vote.
Yeah, I don't think that the site plan that you're even looking at is what exists anymore. I think you should not even be evaluating this without someone going out in the field and checking. The amount of material, I have pictures, the amount of material that was removed from this site.
So it's not, but they have not increased anything towards the wetlands. So we've allowed
It
them.
impacted the whole area, it
We've-
impacted my yard, Tracy. There was dust and rock all
That's
over the
nothing to do
wetlands
with
and
us.
everywhere else. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. I don't think you understand the nature of what wetland protection bylaws are supposed to be protecting and what the essence, if you don't understand the essence of what the wetland protection bylaws are supposed to accomplish, then it's very difficult to, how can you evaluate?
What
If
do
you
they,
don't-
so what is your opinion that it's not accomplishing with this plan? Since
It's-
you're saying we
the
do
whole
not
project is
understand
within the
that.
100-foot buffer zone. There's not
Which-
one part of that house or anything else that isn't in the 100-foot zone.
Which we have permitted.
It's not,
They have an
it's
active
technically not
permit.
buildable.
We have an active permit
Yeah,
that was
that was a
issued.
huge mistake.
Was this one superseding? The other one was? Okay. Alright, so I think that it's decreasing the impact towards the wetland. I think we've moved it forward. We moved the shed away.
Yep.
We've decreased the driveway.
Yep.
I mean, that's gonna help in itself for,
It's in
you
a
know,
hole. All
infiltration.
the water from the driveway heads to the front of the house. All the water will come right down the driveway and hit in the garage.
So you don't think this plan is better than the last one? So you would
No, it's-
prefer to see the old
Neither were
plan?
good. Neither were
So-
appropriate.
Okay, sorry.
Do you work in
That's-
construction?
Of course I do.
Okay.
You know I do.
Do you know how to
You
read
know what my
plans?
career is.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so does
I do
anybody
too.
else have any other
It's not
questions?
appropriate.
Board? Steve, any other comments?
No other comments.
But, so you went to the site and all of the work there is within the bounds of the construction?
All the work, I go by almost every week. And I've
It's-
taken pictures since last fall. I get pictures of since the beginning, you know. They've had a couple issues when they drilled the well early on, and they had to pull some sediment out. It's a really bony site, so a lot of it's more rock than sediment. even if you go out there now, once winter's over, they have to redo some of the erosion controls, but it's a rock, there's a lot of rock. She's
How
correct,
much?
you know.
How much rock are you allowed to remove? Without a permit, how much rock are you allowed to
It's-
remove from that site?
They had an order of conditions. They had a permit.
They didn't have a permit to remove any rock.
So,
It's a conservation issue.
so they're still working on the site as we speak for the grading and the contours. I think it sounds like they're doing both lots simultaneously and clearing them together. And they put the house, they get the house on one of them, let's see if they have it.
You're talking about houses being 55 feet apart. This neighborhood is a nice neighborhood of 2-acre yards. There are no houses that close together. It's gonna look from the street also like one house is gonna be jig-jogged behind the other.
From
This
conservation
isn't,
best practices, it's better
dense
to keep
neighborhood
them.
where houses are 50 feet apart. They're all 150 to 200 feet apart in this neighborhood. I don't see the need, with all this acreage all around it, to build on the one wetland lot and find a way to cram a crappy house in next door to another crappy house, and it's gonna look horrible from the street. You're gonna
Okay.
devalue your own neighborhood. It's
Okay, we've heard
not
enough.
a brilliant plan. But you seem to have the inability to say no to anything, so perhaps I should get an attorney.
That's your opinion. I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing for 64 Woodland Road.
So moved.
Seconded.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Board, if you would like to discuss anything, any questions? I mean, we pretty much kind of reviewed what we thought would be best. He's made all the revisions that were in the minutes from last time.
Yep. Right, so we have our.
Did you order a condition, you know?
Yeah. But he's got the orders. Like
So
it's all
the
part of the
number
plan.
will be the same.
Right.
So I think they'll have to sign an amended order of conditions for the next meeting with the plan and the new conditions, and they'll sign this the next meeting.
Didn't he,
What do we do about
this
the old?
meets the conditions.
So it would be an issuance of an amended order of conditions.
Okay.
So Maria will put amended on top of the order of conditions.
Alright.
Same DEP number with the new plan.
Mm-hmm.
You don't extend the original time constraint on the 3-year time period of the original one. You're just amending it, so whatever that was approved last year, I think it was last March 2018.
Yeah, April 2nd, yep.
So this amended order, you don't get an extra 3 years from today.
Right, it's still from the previous day.
From the previous date, you
Yep.
can amend it on there, and leave the plan date, commissioner will sign it. Copies should will go to the DEP, your amended order of conditions.
So
Do we know this number?
the amended order should be issued on the form provided for an order of conditions with the insertion of the word amended and the amendment date. Amended orders must be recorded with the registry of deeds in the same manner as orders.
Are you reading from the paper?
Mhm.
Yep.
What about procedurally, what about the existing order?
It will have the word amended on it, and it will be recorded
that'll be
on
that,
top
yeah.
of the old one, because the time frame is gonna remain the same.
So there'll be a new.
For the
book-
end
There
date.
should be a new book and page, so through the title search, I believe that both will come up, and you'll
Mhm.
see the original, and then you'll see the one that says amended, that amends the original.
Okay. So we need to make a motion, to accept the amended order of conditions.
With the plan dated.
This is the new one. Okay, yes, with the plan dated March 20, nope, that's
Yep.
not the right date.
25th, I think.
March 25th, 19.
Motion's been made.
Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
What?
All those in favor?
Oh, aye, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank
Aye.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I thought that was apparent, but
Okay, we've done all our business, so, board, anything else?
No,
Steve, anything else?
Sleepy Hollow did the show, but,
Yeah, so,
need to continue.
I'll entertain a motion to continue that public hearing to April 22nd at, 7:31 PM.
so moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Well,
Wait, what did you say?
7:15 or
7:31?
Yeah, 7:31.
7:31.
Just mixing it up here.
Yeah, mix it up. Anything else, Steve?
That's it.
Board?
All right, let's get over
7:31.
Yeah. Because then they'll just go behind the other one. So whenever, if these people don't show up.
Oh, for the I thought you were moving the meeting to
No, no,
7:30, and I was like, all
Passed
right,
it.
I have arranged my life in a particular way.
What's your pleasure, board?
Are you ready to adjourn? Or you gonna-
Yes.
What do you want to talk about? Motion, make a motion to adjourn?
So moved. I mean, seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.